Good. We'll come to a question that's pertinent to that in a moment, but Diane Abbott on this point.
Anybody who thinks that overall the welfare system is absurdly overgenerous doesn't know many people trying to live on welfare benefits. Not a week goes by without one of these scare stories, picking out someone who on the face of it doesn't seem like a member of the deserving poor, is splashed in our tabloid papers. And as you've heard, it's to soften us up for benefit cuts, not just for women that don't work with 11 children, but for people that do work, that are struggling, that are dependent on tax credits and so on. And when you drill down with these stories, it's never what it seems. She's not been given a house. As the gentleman pointed out just now, the council sold a piece of land for £220,000 to a housing association who've built a 6-bedroom unit on it, which she's going to be allocated. When her children leave home, she'll have to move out. But the real point is this. It has been a principle of British welfare legislation since the 1945 National Assistance Act that we don't put children on the street. And the gentleman that said, oh, it's a waste of public money, what are you suggesting? Are you suggesting the children go into care? That would cost hundreds of thousands a week. You cannot take these bad, difficult cases and use them to undermine our system of welfare. Of course, there's an underlying narrative, oh, that London, Hackney, the East End is full of people on benefits who don't want to work. Let me tell you, I see more people on benefits every week than anyone on this panel because it's the nature of my constituency. I don't see people who don't want to work. I see people that want to work, children that have left school, kids that have left university, people that have been made redundant from all these shop jobs we're losing, who want to work and cannot get jobs. I'm glad unemployment is getting down, but the issue is not this one woman with her rather baroque case. The issue is how we're softened up for increasing benefits cuts whereby the poor pay for a financial crisis which bankers made.
The fact that every penny collected in income tax goes on welfare, surely that's a sign that the welfare's too big?
Half of that money goes to pensioners. What are you suggesting? That we should stop paying old age pensions?
Not at all.
No, I don't think he's suggesting that at all.
He's
suggesting something entirely different.
The amount of income tax collected in this country now doesn't even cover the Navy, the Army. Most money that's collected in income tax goes on welfare and pensions. You know, it's a huge amount. It's a huge amount.
Well, are you really suggesting that we should spend more on helicopter gunships and less on the most vulnerable in our society?
No, not at all. Not at all, but there must be a line that is getting too big.
You're suggesting that, sorry, let's get it right, you're suggesting the proportion of money spent on welfare is greater than it should be from the tax take.
Yeah,
is that your
certainly.
point?
If every penny collected in income tax goes on welfare, then all the other things that have to be paid for have to come from other taxes.
Vince Cable, he's the man in the know on this.
Well, let's start from the same point. I actually agree with Diane. This was a banking-induced crisis. We're paying the price for it. And the economy's smaller and we're all poorer. And there is a genuine problem about the welfare budget. That doesn't mean to say you should demonise people who are beneficiaries of it, but there is a problem that the budget is rising rapidly at a time when the economy isn't, and we have to deal with it. And there is a particular problem around housing benefit. And Giles explained the reason, that in London, I think something of the order of 85,000 council houses have been lost. They were sold. There are more people needing them, so they're pushed into the private sector, private rents. Rents go through the roof. You, the taxpayer, then have to subsidise the landlords to keep those people in place. The budget gets out of control, and that's why we've had to introduce some very painful and difficult measures to deal with it. So it is possible, I think, and it is right, to be compassionate to people who are genuinely poor and need help, while recognising that there's a real problem with the welfare budget, and we have to deal with it.